Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to remove the steering wheel on the VW Polo. This also applies to the Vento and Rapid as well. Now I've changed the steering on my car from the usual Mark 6 steering to the Mark 7 one you find on the Golf etc. back in 2015. So this is a very simple exchange, and I'm going to show you the step-by-step procedure of how to go about doing it. So stay tuned. Now before you start any work related to electrical systems on the car, it's always a good idea to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. So please disconnect the negative terminal of the battery before you commence the job. First up, remove the steering cowl. Just pull up from this gap here and pull it out. Now you have two T20 Torx screws there. You can see the two T20 Torx screws here. This is one, this is the second one. Use a magnetic screwdriver for the job, because there's a good chance that the screws may fall into the steering column below and it will be a pain to retrieve it. Once the screws are out, slide the cluster to the sideways to expose the T32 connector. So this is the T32 connector here. What you need to do is press this tab, so it will pop up the purple tab there, and gently slide the tab to the top. That will disconnect the connector from the cluster and your cluster is free. Once your cluster is free, just keep it aside. Once that's done and the cluster is removed, you can now remove the steering wheel. Now for this you're going to need a mirror, because you're going to access two clips here. One is located right here. The other one, rotate the wheel by 180 degrees and you have it there. So to get these clips down, you'll have to use a flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to show you how. You can see one of the spring-loaded clips right here. You need to pull it down using a flat blade screwdriver. So that detaches the airbag. Now you'll have to carefully, you have a lot of harness here. Once the two clips are out, your airbag pops out, and you have this yellow connector here. To disconnect it, you have this white tab. Just pull out the white tab and the connector comes off. Be very careful, because you have an additional cable here. Now this is for the Mark 7, but you have a similar arrangement for the other steering as well, where you have an extra connector to disconnect. There's a tab here, a spring-loaded tab. You have to press this spring-loaded connector and pull the connector off. So these are those two clips you are pressing inwards, so you can detach the airbag unit from the steering wheel. Keep the unit safely. Once the airbag unit is disconnected, you have this M12 Triple square or XZN bit, which is holding the steering wheel to the column. Now you'll have to disconnect this. You need a very specific bit for it. It's called an XZN bit. You have to use that. No Allen key is to be used, or can it disconnect this screw here. So you have to specifically ask for a triple square bit or an XZN bit, M12 unit. So the screw is out. Ideally, you're supposed to replace the screw every time the steering is removed. Keep the screw safe. Now your steering wheel comes off. Guys, there's one important step here. Can you see that notch right there? This one on the steering wheel and a small marking on that steering column. Those two are supposed to align because they are the center line marking of the steering wheel and the steering column. And when you remove the steering wheel, please be sure to mark it. And by no reason should you disconnect the steering wheel at an odd position. It should always be taken off the center line and matched with the center line and inserted. So please be sure of that aspect. Use a torque wrench to do the final tightening. The specified torque value as per the workshop manual is 30 Newton meters plus a quarter turn to the right. Now we'll connect the steering wheel airbag back. You have this black 5-pin connector and this yellow connector. The tab pulled right back. Press and press the tab for confirmation. Seat the airbag back and you just have to press on either sides and the clips will lock in place. That's all. So the steering wheel is connected. Insert the 32-pin connector at the rear. Replace the cowl back, the top cowl. That completes the activity. Now we'll connect the battery. So do the usual basic settings like for the windows up and down 3 times from the master driver console. So it automatically goes up and down. There's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. Your trip rating basically gets reset. Your odometer doesn't because it gets returned to an EEPROM. So that doesn't get reset. So please keep this in mind. You'll have to redo the clock settings, etc. And your efficiency, your fuel efficiency and all that will get calculated once you get the car running. So don't worry about that. So that's about it. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if you have any doubts and I'd be more than glad to answer. Evening is set already. It's like I think almost 7 o'clock. Thank you so much guys. Thanks for watching.